by the victor. History is filled with liars.
Alright guys, welcome to another TikTok conspiracy theory video. Today we're gonna break down some more insane celebrity theories as well as what's really happening in the sea. Again, make sure you take everything with a grain of salt, a grain of sand, a grain of sugar. Whichever grain you take it, do not take everything I say too seriously. This is for entertainment purposes only, as well as maybe there is a little bit of truth of what's really going on in our world that the government, Hollywood, and your friends aren't even telling you. Again, if you like to see more videos like this, please give this video a like. Comment down below what you think about some of these conspiracy theories. Like, I genuinely would love to know what you guys think because some of these are pretty insane. And as well as subscribe for more content like this. All right, let's get started.
So over the weekend, an anglerfish washed up on Newport Beach. This is insane, you guys. This never happens. A female deep sea Pacific football fish, which is just one of the 300 species of anglerfish. Deep sea fish rarely wash up onto shore, and the fact that this one was fully intact is weird. These guys live 3,000 to 6,000 feet below the surface, so scientists aren't really sure why this happened. California Department of Fish and Wildlife currently has it. It will most likely end up at some educational institution or museum. It's rare that we encounter these anglerfish, and the fact that it just washed up on shore is insane.
How does a deep sea fish end up on the shores of the beach? One of two theories are going on. One, they're experimenting down there and they're not telling anyone. I know, you could tell that thing is not from our regular oceans. That thing is from the Mariana Trench type of level of deep. The fact that it's just washing up on our shores is outlandish. I know when tsunamis happen, they get a lot of deep sea creatures out of its zone, but for it to have lasted that long, you would think other fish would have tore it apart. So it is kind of mind-blowing that it looks that good and it showed up on the shores. Because if it really did come from the deep, it should have died with the water temperature if it got closer to the shallow of the water. And then if it was really dead and then floated through, fish would have killed it by then. They would have ate it up because it was dead and rotting. That looks way too fresh. So maybe the government is doing something, or maybe some extraterrestrial. I know there's a lot of interesting things that always come from the sea and we just still are dumbfounded. I know we're always trying to explore the stars and sky, but it's when was the last time we really checked out what's happening under the water? I wouldn't really give this a realness level, because I feel like it did happen, but I'm gonna give this a 4 out of 5 stars because that thing is scary looking.
Just found out some really disturbing things about Ellen DeGeneres, and I'm not worried about that creepy sweatshirt she's wearing. But as we watch this video, the camera creeps inside of her house, and you can see that weird Evil Thoughts picture. I looked up the artist and he's into some really satanic stuff. And that's not even the weird thing. Look at this picture of Ellen sitting inside of her home. This is the picture that was right behind her. Now look at the letters on top. These are the same letters that you write out during satanic rituals. Look at this picture of her cutting her mother's hair. Now look at the picture above her head and try and figure it out. Oh my goodness.
They're pretty much saying that Ellen DeGeneres is a Satan worshiper, which I mean, they're not pulling from out of nowhere. That's some trippy art. I know that there's a lot of disturbing art in that space, but it's just very interesting that one of the most wealthy women has a taste in that. I don't know, you always say you are who you hang around or what you surround yourself with. And if you're surrounding yourself with some satanic symbolism, Ellen has to know what that is. She's not dumb. She knows what she's putting up in her. Maybe she really truly just likes the art, but even I would do research on the artist if I paid a lot of money. That also too, you gotta remember that celebrities and rich people do not just throw up any art. Art is usually an investment. They're like stocks. You see value in an artist, and so you buy it hoping that you could either one, make more money from it later, or two, it's because you genuinely are behind what the artist's message is. I mean, with everything going on with Ellen, I kind of believe she could be possibly a Satan worshiper. There's some really weird people in Hollywood, and sorry Ellen if you're watching, but you're kind of one of them. So I give this conspiracy a 4.5 out of 5 because she be doing some weird stuff lately.
The Grand Canyon is a very popular and well-known tourist attraction located in Arizona. It's about 1 mile deep, 10 miles wide, and 277 miles in length. But recently, people have been coming up with some strange theories around the Grand Canyon because of some of their rules, like having 6 no-fly zones and not being able to actually explore the bottom of the canyon without permits. Now, these theories range from some people believing that the bottom of the canyon holds artifacts and ancient hieroglyphs that tell a different story of history than what we've been told, all the way to some very strange theories, like one that states that there is a path in the Grand Canyon that if you were to follow it, it will take you all the way to Africa. Now that's probably a reach, but if you were able to get to Africa through the Grand Canyon, that would suggest that Africa, or any place for that matter, would not be where we think it is. And I personally find it interesting that in 1909, an article was released called Explorations in the Grand Canyon. The article claimed that there was ancient ruins found inside of a cave, and the cave appeared to be big enough to hold about 50,000 people. And within these ruins, they apparently found ancient hieroglyphs and tools that were Egyptian. So maybe there is some sort of connection.
I'm like, dude, tell me more, because he really pulled me into this story. I could kind of believe, especially if the Grand Canyon was carved millions of years ago. How is it too far-fetched to believe that there was an ancient civilization down there that could be Indians, could be ones before even Native Americans, and like had temples down there and stuff like that? And maybe they are hiding stuff, or maybe really of where America came from. I don't know, that's kind of crazy. And the fact that they said they found hieroglyphics, I also think about this too, like this is crazy because it's like, that's not too far-fetched that hieroglyphics would be there, because think about it, like a lot of ancient civilizations all have pyramids, like different forms of pyramids, but how did they all know to like reach to the top? Speaking of pyramids, like, how do they all know to do a triangle shape? Like the Mayans, temples in China are like that. They all like point up. These are people like couple of centuries, thousands of years ago, all like kind of did the same type of technique of building pyramids. So that is very interesting. I'm gonna give this one a 3 out of 5 because he was such a good storyteller that I almost believed it. Almost.
So there's this video of a very strange creature at the bottom of the Indian Ocean. So it starts off looking like that, but then it shapeshifts into a little ball, and then all of a sudden it's just a frickin' disco ball squid. Unfortunately though, it gets caught in like the current of the motor and gets ripped in half. Scientist 1, hey, let's look a little bit closer. Maybe it's the only one of its species. Motor rep, Scientist 2, not anymore. Discovers new life, makes it dead. When we've been looking for aliens up in the sky, when it's actually just in the waters lurking. My dude flexing on us with his sick RGB. Wow, that's amazing. What do you think it is? Gets yeeted in half.
I guess we'll never know.
Yeah, like Yi said, yeah, I guess we really will never know, because just like I said in the other TikTok about the sea, is that we have not explored what's down there, and there is a lot of conspiracies that actually aliens do live on Earth, but they really live under the sea. Maybe not under the sea, but inside the ocean is what I'm trying to say. But that is like trippy looking, the way it shapeshifts, the way it like does these weird patterns. I don't know if you ever heard too that like octopus DNA and some different types of creatures in the ocean, DNA is so different from anything else on this planet that they really feel like an asteroid from another planet fell off and landed in the ocean and just started like giving birth to some creatures. And I feel like that is one of those creatures that has a DNA that's like nowhere close to ours, because the way it shapeshifted, the way it floated, the way it like moved different things, you do not see that type of, I mean, maybe it's closer to a type of octopus or squid. That looks like an alien to me if you were to ask me. If you were to like, if I were in a submarine and saw that under the sea, I would be like, yo, there's an actual species of alien right in front of me. I'm gonna give that one a 4 out of 5 of being an actual alien, because that was very trippy. Alright you guys, this is a bonus video that I actually found on Twitter because I just thought it was so interesting. Again, you will see there's like this like worm type of thing floating in the ocean or sea, lake, wherever they are. It actually looks like a lake. You could see it moving, and then it just like, when the guy puts, or girl, puts their rod in, it just disappears. But it definitely has life beforehand. And I was trying to read all the like Twitter comments below of like maybe, you know, there's someone who's always like really smart who knows what it is. No one could figure out what this is. I just wanted to get your opinion on what you guys think this is, or maybe someone else does know who's an experienced fisherman, fisherwoman, who can tell me what the heck this is, because you could definitely see it has life. Alright guys, as you can see, there was some pretty insane conspiracy theories. Thank you again for joining me along this journey, and I genuinely want to know what you guys think. Like, what do we think about what's happening in the sea? What do we think about Ellen DeGeneres? Or I thought it was funny how they said Ellen Degenerate. But please let me know in the comments down below. Give this video a like because you know your boy is having so much fun filming these. And make sure you stay subscribed so you guys can always see the next crazy conspiracy theories and fun adventures that I go on as well. See you guys next time. Bye.